Hi and welcome to AUS&US. This is episode 1, part 1 of the DIY camper trailer build. We're going to go into a bit of detail in this video of what the plan is and basically hopefully a couple examples of what it could be. If it's anything like the examples that I have, I'll be very happy. But let's get into some detail. Now this is the box, a XL service body that was on a Mazda Bravo. I managed to find this in Catherine on Marketplace for $600, which I am absolutely ecstatic about. It'll make a great base for the Bush Company rooftop tent and the Darchi awning. Better put that straight on there, be able to utilize it just like it was on the car, but be able to leave the camp behind instead of having to pack the whole thing up every time. So the reason I went this was just because the car is too heavy. I needed to get some weight off. I still like using it as a four-wheel drive and it just does not play well with angles. You know, I could, but it's risk that I don't need to take. So the overall plan is from the front, we'll have a 500 by 500 box that'll be a pull-out kitchen that'll come out towards us. In here we'll have a stand-up fridge and a bit of pantry space and just basic kitchen storage. Anything to do with the kitchen will be fitted out in here, and see photo here of a perfect example of how to utilize the space properly. If we move around to the back, we've got more storage. It's a bulk drawer, I guess you could say, if it'll open for me. All right, now that we got the door open, this is basically just bulk storage from here on out. No real layout plans yet. It's pretty much just going to be buying things and figuring out where they fit to make it work properly. For the back, I'm kind of thinking get one of the portable toilets to put in there. Gas hot water system on the back of the door here to be able to chuck over the top into a shower awning. 2 doors over this side to utilize for who knows what yet, but just from how it is, the way that it comes, there's just so many options of what can be done. I know that I am going to be putting the 12 volt on the back wall of the kitchen, so it's all accessible. The concern that I do have is I don't want to have a 12 volt system that isn't easily accessible. In the event that you're in the middle of nowhere and something happens, fire, anything, who knows, I want to be able to get an extinguisher in there and be able to put it out ASAP. I don't want to have a pile of charcoal sitting there, basically. All right, now that we've discussed the box a little bit, not in too much detail, I guess, because I still don't know what I'm doing, we can move on to the chassis, which will comprise of 50 by 150 3mm for the drawbar for the outside of the chassis, where the leaf springs mount, all of that. And then we have 50 by 100 as cross members that will catch on the box's cross members, which will drop straight onto the chassis and we'll weld it in place, and it is not going anywhere. So the reason that I seem to get a lot of comments from the people that I know that we went so heavy is because I want it to be durable and I want to have options to be able to grow with it. I don't want to be able to build it and then have to reinforce it because it become not strong enough basically to carry the weight of what we want to take. The axle, the hubs, the brakes, everything should be well and capable of 2 ton. Not that I plan on getting it that heavy, but if it ends up being that heavy, it'll work. I don't want to have to reinforce post. And being that the chassis will be carrying the water tanks and basically all of the weight, I'm more than happy with the steel that we've chosen for this. A little bit extra weight, probably, but strength and durability, definitely. All right, now that we got this laid out, you can get an understanding of how the chassis will be. This is pretty well everything cut, anything other than the actual axle and leaf springs itself, which will be right here on the center line. Front leaf hangers will be just short of the drawbar. Drawbar's at 2.1 meters for a 3.8 box. The actual service body will be right here. And then this front forward section will be the support for the kitchen 500 by 500 drawer that'll come out on the kitchen side, which will have the sink, barbecue or cooker, whichever way we decide to go with that. So as I said before, got 50 by 150 on the perimeter of the chassis and drawbar, and then we got 50 by 100 through all the cross members, which should be more than enough strength for what it's doing. So yeah, overall, very happy with how it's coming together. Also, if I did forget to mention, this will be a leaf-sprung solid axle trailer setup. It'll be 2-ton leaves, 2-ton axle, 2-ton hubs, which are parallel in Land Cruiser 6x13 9.7. We'll have electric brakes, of course, because it's definitely going to be over 750 kilos, there's no doubt about that. But realistically, not that big for the size. It should tow great behind the Navara, which I'm happy about, and the chassis should be more than capable of carrying the weight. Alright, so now for a little cost breakdown of where we're currently at. The service body was $600, which I'm happy with for a marketplace find. Steel body, no rust, older car, you know, happy. The steel for the chassis, $780, also good. Pretty well right where I want to be on budget, considering that's the chassis done, really, other than the leaves and axles, which I've already got. It's basically electric brakes and building the kitchen box. Everything else is all plywood fit out.